The Ghana Meteorological Agency has issued a weather warning indicating more rains are coming. What are the implications of this? Well, the head of Central Analysis and Forecast Office, Felicity Ahafianyo, joins me on the phone with more, actually on Zoom, with more on this. Madam, thank you so much for your time. Let's take a look at the weather pattern over the years. We'll look at what's happening in the northern part of the country that's wreaking havoc on the people at the moment. Did we do a forecast of this?
Thank you very much, Gifty, and good afternoon to our viewers and listeners. In terms of weather forecasts, I think, Jimmet, you are a witness to that. We have been trying our possible best to be issuing the forecast to the public as and when necessary when it comes to the weather warning. In terms of the seasonal too, we have been up and doing. This year too, we've come out with the forecast for the season. And then in the season, we come up to say that there are some areas are likely to have slightly above the normal rainfall season. And then some areas are likely to have below the normal rainfall season.
I'm just trying to figure out if we were able to, have any predictions for this area. But let's take a look at what's going to happen in the coming weeks across the country. What patterns are you seeing so far?
Yeah, for the predictions for the areas that are in question now, yes, Gibet, we have been trying, and the only thing is once you are done with the forecast, how to get it across to those concerned is a problem. NADMO will bear as a witness. We always send them the forecast, and they are also been using it. For the way forward for this week, the remaining of the week today up to Sunday, the north will still have some rain, and likewise those of us over the coast. But then the intensity is going to reduce a little bit. It's not going to be as we have been observing for the past few weeks, and even the one that passed over them last night. So the center was over Burkina Faso, and then we have the edges grazing over the upper east and part of the upper west region. So from today to Sunday, then we are anticipating just the normal trend that we have been observing. Then next week, from 22nd to the 29th of September, let's say to the end of the September, we are looking at slightly below the normal rainfall. So those over the north, yes, they still should expect some rain, but then the intensity is not going to be too much. That will cause havoc. But then the ground is already saturated, so the flood will still be sustained a little bit longer than expected. And then hopefully by third week of October, the rains will cease over the northern sector, which will give a relief for the runoff waters or the flood waters to drain, and then later the background drying up for the people to make way of whatever they want to do.
And so for these areas that are already flooded, you're saying that the rains will continue, but it won't be as heavy. And you also indicated that usually what happens is that you put out this information, but how the appropriate agencies manage it or what they do with it is another issue. Is there any existing, coordinating work between your agency and NADMO, for example? What is the nature of this relationship?
Yes, with GMET and NADMO, we have been in constant relationship for years, and every day they get our updates. And then per interactions that we do get feedback from them, once we issue the warning, they also dispatch their officers to the various areas of concern. And then they also give us the concern that if we could be giving them the exact time, the area that will be much heat, then they will also be very, very appreciative, because once you give it out, they have to dispatch most of their staff onto the field. So we are also working on that. So with NADMO, yes, we have been in constant relationship. We've been giving them the forecast. Every day we issue 3 times forecast for the day, and they have been getting it. But then how they have been using it, that one we don't know. But in terms of the weather warning, yes, they said they have been using it and they have been working with it. So we've not seen it physically, but we believe that, yes, they have been using it.
So, so the past 2 weeks, you gave them the weather prediction, which indicated that there was going to be heavy rainfall in these areas where 11 people have died now.
Yeah, our daily forecast, yes, when you check our daily forecast, we will give you the forecast and then we'll tell you that we're having a 60% or 30% chance of thunderstorm with rain over the individual areas of concern. So we give it out to them. And so we have the record. If you like, we can print them out for you to look at it. But at times we mix one or two, but then in general, they are aware that yes, a storm is passing over that area.
From your perspective, what can we do going forward to make sure that this relationship that you have with this disaster management organization improves and it gets better so that 11 people aren't killed, for example?
Yes, I think everything boils down to communication. And then if the media can also come on board, once we issue the warning or it comes from NADMO through us, I think you should also have to take it up and announce it to the general public, those areas concerned, so that they can also take precautions. And then if it comes to the individual, we as an individual, we as a citizen, that is why it's another big challenge, because Ghanaians don't even still have faith in Ghana Meteorological Agency's forecast for the day or for the season. At times they give it a doubt. So when you issue the warning, they want to see it before they take an action. And it's about time that they should, once we issue the seasonal forecast, and then per their own observations over the years, they know over the north between August and September, the place normally flood once the Bagre Dam is filled. They should make provision for that between this and this time. And if we also come out with the seasonal forecast that we are anticipating above rainfall, then they should find a way of relocate temporarily to a place. Then after the rains have subsided, you get back. If you travel out, you go to USA, hurricanes, tropical cyclones, they announce and they relocate people. And some still insist to stay behind, but most of them allow themselves to be relocated. So if we can also adapt that procedure, I believe that next year by this time we'll not be talking about this, but we'll rather be looking for ways and means how to improve more so that we can save more lives and properties.
Sad news, but thank you very much for breaking this down. And hopefully, so the point I get you make is that the fact that Ghanaians do not have a lot of faith in the Meteorological Agency seems to be a problem for you when it comes to taking action on your predictions. And I hope that we're able to deal with that. Thank you. Madam Ahiafianyo there with the Meteorological Agency.